Hey YouTube, welcome back to another episode of Nerdwave Plays. And where we left off? Yes, this is where we left off. Snake Canyon. Alright. Gonna hit level 40 soon. Hope y'all are doing well. It is recording on a Wednesday. And it is another hot one out. A little cooler than yesterday. I think maybe yesterday it actually hit 100 yesterday. Today is actually okay, well, it's a lot cooler. It only got to like the low 90s today. Yeah, yesterday was really warm. And then tomorrow should be a lot cooler going into the weekend. So, looking forward to that.
What do you need, an invitation? Come here.
Some nice, cool fall weather for the weekend. Finally.
Over here. I need your help with something.
Alright. This place... Oh, to the west. Very well. And down we go. I think we need ammo up. Yes, we do. We are very low on combat rifle ammo. So we should grab some. And then head west. Looks like we follow the tracks out of town and head toward the next area. You know, the nice thing about this is that everything's fairly centralized. Even like the subsections are easily within walking distance. I believe it's the Armory of General Knox. That one is spread out differently. So to get to one area, like you have to travel through one, and you actually need to get in a vehicle to cross through this giant, this giant set of highways. So yeah, transportation takes a good chunk long. It takes you a while just to get to the next area to do quests in. So sometimes it's actually quicker to like quit the game and then restart, and then you'll pop up in town, in the main center of the area, and that actually saves you travel time if you so choose. But anyway, yeah, let's see how far we can get today. That'll kind of determine the flow for the next week. See if we're going to sneak in another upload. Like, I may space them out. I may upload one. Well, today's Wednesday, so we had an upload today. So I may upload the next one maybe Saturday, and then another one Sunday. Or maybe we'll upload 2 on Sunday. Haven't quite decided. No, I vaguely remember this area. It's like a quarry. And yeah, I think the way back we gotta take this route up there. See that path up right above us? But on the way in, we gotta fight. Not that it matters, these are... Sure are a lot of them, though. Like, are they gonna stop? Is it infinite? So kind of, yeah, up north. Yeah. So see the little circular bits on the map there. That's this raised platform. So I think on the way back from there, we take a shortcut and just run across there. So let's get to it. A couple levels over the mobs here, so 3 levels. Yeah, it should be pretty easy to get through, hopefully. Easy XP. Maybe we can hit level 40 by the time the quest is over. Oh, man. Let's see. I think we go that. Well, is this the way then? I guess so. All right. Oh snap! Oh boy! Doing the Zergling strategy. Rush with a bunch of weak units. That's no match. Oh, no, maybe not. Alright. Knock out these little ads. Go. Woo! Killing spree. Okay. Not too bad. We lived. We lived. Oh, wait. We're not done yet. Always that one who's left. See ya, bud. Alright, my friend. No time for you either. Burned through a lot of my combat rifle ammo as well. But we're almost to the objective, so we should be okay. Actually, we've got an idea. Why don't we go to maybe close range. Submachine gun. Use some of that ammo so we can keep the combat rifle for later. It's not bad. It's nice not to feel so fatigued today. Work had some busy moments. Little bits of the day got a little crazy, but for the most part it was pretty normal, pretty laid back. But I got a couple busy days ahead of me. Tomorrow is going to be Friday's going to be really busy. We're going through an audit on Friday. So that's going to be, I got to get to work early. Get some prep, get some prep stuff done, but Friday's going to be crazy. Tomorrow shouldn't be as bad, but, well, any last minute prep stuff I got to knock out tomorrow. So Friday is less crazy than it needs to be. It's a pretty big clip size too for A submachine gun. Oh, that's right, because I have the bonuses from... It's not just combat rifle clip increases, it's all weapons, so... Not too shabby. Makes Roland pretty dangerous. Having these big clip sizes means you're not reloading as often, which means you're shooting more. More shots, more DPS. Okay, how far are we at? Okay, we're getting there. Of course. We may need to... Oh boy. For the abdomen. Sucker will turn around. There we go. Yes, level 40! Jackpot. Heck yes. Alright. Looks like we're clear. Alright, let's see here. That'll be our last point in assault. I'm curious, how large is the clip size now? So I went from 88 to 92. Still, that's pretty good. So combat rifles. Clip size is maxed out. What about you? Mo XP. Alright. Dang, we're down to 48 rounds in this sucker. Holy cow. Oh, that'll help. Sniper rifle, shock SMG. Let's see. Woo! Oh boy. Alright. Switch to sniper rifle. Is it a turret or a Gatling? I can't tell. Gatling. There goes the shield almost. There we go. Knock one out. Come on, bud. Oh, man. Uno más. Knocked it out. All right. Oh, hello. Didn't even see you there. Or are you? Holy cow. What a... Farther, my friend. Oh, he's got a shotgun as well. Not today. Let's just kill. You know, I'm really glad like this, unlike some other games where you have the loot that disappears after a certain amount of time. Like, that's just... Why? Why would you do that? It's like, I gotta focus on killing the bad guys, and you're gonna make me choose between getting some loot and killing. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. Okay, so we're done there. And... oh, looks like we found the warehouse. Oh, perfect.
All the latest and greatest in high-powered weaponry and gear sold right here.
Load up on ammo over here. Top everything off. SMG ammo. And some sniper rounds. Might as well. Okay, now we gotta find this wire device.
Warriors crumble at the feet of the claptrap revolution. Yes, I know we don't technically have feet, but that's really besides the point.
Huh. Down we go.
The key works. Soldier, get your team ready to go inside while I finish off. Wait, where am I?
Well,
Into the vault.
I kind of forgot about her.
Why is this hole here?
Steel trap. Oh, come on. Whoa! What is this? Snap.
You pay for that.
A little close range. Let's go to submachine gun. Keep it a little distance. No, can we? Can she jump? Can she jump? You can't reach me. Well, is it cheating though?
Fire. You'll pay for that.
Get the incendiary weapons out there. Oh, stop moving.
I'm hit.
Maybe we have something else that'll... let's see. Some other damage over time. Oh, you know what? This is pretty close. No, she doesn't have any.
You'll pay for that.
Dang it.
I will trap you in my trap. Make a steel trap.
Come on.
I'm here. You'll pay for that. I am this way.
That was all me.
Effective enough.
Please just kill me.
For a boss, such a crappy drop. Ooh, you know what? That reminds me. Ooh, look at you, my friend. Well, this certainly beats the one I was gonna upgrade to. Holy cow. That is an awesome upgrade. Finally. Finally.
Check me out.
We're stepping it up in the with a decent shield here. Awesome. All right. So where are we heading? Oh, let's get some ammo over here. No need to let it go to waste. Sweet. All right, got all of it. Making good timing too. We're at about 22 minutes in. Get some more ammo while we're here. All right. Alright, so looks like
What?
we're gonna head this way.
They've got the wired device. Too bad there are no plugs here. What do you
Sorry,
mean it's
Claptrap,
wireless?
not today.
Of all the stupid... No matter. Let the oppressors come. Wait till they get a load of me.
Not today.
We keeping score here.
Even the badasses have no chance. Bring it. Easy enough.
Oh, you know that hurt.
You know, I've been having pizza for like 2 days now. 'Cause I got a large pepperoni yesterday for lunch. And I had lunch, I had dinner, and then today I had lunch, and I still have enough for dinner today. But what I've learned is that Pizza Hut does not have a great thin crust. I generally prefer thin crust if I'm getting the smaller, I guess more artisan style, individual size pizzas. I think the thin crust is better. But for like a medium or a large, I think the standard crust is the way to go. The thin crust is just... You know what it reminds me of? Maybe those of you who are old enough to remember when, like, I think Domino's used to be, like, pretty bad at some of it. Like, Domino's was good, and then it got pretty meh. And it was kind of... If I recall, I think Domino's was a bit more expensive than, like, Pizza Hut. So, not only was Pizza Hut a little better, it was also cheaper. But, like, there was this period where just Domino's Pizza was just awful. Awful. Like, horrible. It's like it's like, yeah, it's like you're eating cardboard. It was just terrible. So, Pizza Hut kind of became like our go-to. But then somewhere in like the late, sort of like the mid 2000s, heading into the late 2000s, like around the recession in '08, somewhere around there. And you had, you know, a lot of businesses were fighting for your business. You know, money was tight, and, you know, pizza's generally a pretty cheap way to feed a family. So, you know, these pizza places, like, they were offering all kinds of deals, and, you know, $5 larges, or $5 mediums or larges, or whatever it was, and, you know, always running sales, and just trying to compete for your dollar. And what Domino's did was they, you know, they certainly did that, but they also improved their recipe, which was, again, terrible. And I remember somewhere around there, like, they kind of try to revamp their image, you know, from being this, you know, again, in my opinion, an overpriced fast food pizza to something that was just a little nicer. And they actually made the crust really good. They introduced this, like, it was like a garlicky butter crust, and it was just so much better. You know, finally Pizza Hut had some competition. It's like, oh, well, this is good. So I started ordering Domino's again. And we had a local one. You know, we were both in the circle, or I guess we were both close enough to, well, both locations were close enough to deliver fairly quickly, with Domino's being slightly closer, maybe like half a mile, 3/4 of a mile, something like that. So it's like, well, there's no excuse for the food to get here cold, you know, it's really close, and it was good. But as is usual, over time they kind of started letting it slip until it got bad again. And, well, I stopped buying it. You know, like I remember one time, like, you know, I spent a ton of money, like, you know, it was for, you know, feeding several people, of course, so, you know, we bought a couple of large pizzas and a bunch of wings, and, you know, spent a good chunk of money, and it was just, the food was so disappointing. It's like, the crust went back to the way it was, they cheaped out on the sauce, very little sauce, the cheese was, I don't know, like it tasted like it had been sitting out for a while, like it was like the cheese was kind of congealing, and the wings were cold. It's like the food had just sat out, but they delivered it quickly.
How do you like them apples?
And they're so close by, but the food was just so terrible. It's like, well, you know what? You lost yourself a customer again. And I think Pizza Hut's thin crust kind of reminds me of that. The one thing that they did well, and I don't think Pizza Hut did this, but they had the Brooklyn style, New York style pizza, which is, again, a thinner crust, but like really big slices. Like, that one was actually still pretty good. Not today, Claptraps, not today. But I'm like, man, I'm disappointed, Pizza Huts. I'm disappointed. So next time we go back to regular crust. And I don't have a Papa John's in the area. Like it's too far. It's like, I forgot how many miles away the closest branch was, so it's like, no. The food will definitely be cold by the time it gets here. And we can't have that. Interesting. Let's pick you up. You could prove useful. Yeah, see? Pretty easy. You avoid all the stuff on the ground, but you gotta fight your way up on the top. And we're at about 30 minutes in. So, needless to say, I'm actually getting a bit burned out on pizza. And I did have, well, I don't get it every week, but I did have a pizza the previous week, but it was a small it was from a smaller local pizzeria that does a really bomb, amazing, incredible pastrami pizza. Haven't seen anyone else do it, and it's just really incredible. It's not cheap though. It's actually pretty pricey. Even the individual size one's pretty expensive, but it's so good. It is so good. It is definitely worth the money. Alright, so, well, now we're down here and we have a shortcut. Oh, we missed this on the way in. Oh, let's sell the junk at least.
Step right up.
Actually, most of this looks pretty crappy anyway. If I were to come across a good rifle. This one has the unending firepower, but no. Yeah, that's disappointing. Ooh, I do want to try this sniper out as well. That could be promising. Nope. Nothing to write home about.
Don't let the lads get you.
Ammo up while we're here.
Better go today.
Whew. Alright, let's go turn this in. And oh, this one step closer to finishing. Goodness. There we
You
go.
survived. Good for you. This is it. The most challenging and most final phase of Operation Trap Clap Trap Tap Trap. Operation Trap Trap Clap. Christ, that's a mouthful. I
Huh.
entered the reboot sequence into the wired device.
Well, looks like this is the
Now,
last
all
quest then?
you have to do
Yeah.
is get close enough to the original ninjas Trap Trap.
That's actually not too bad.
Don't be shy. Come right in.
Ah, I knew there'd be something
All
else.
this fighting has been good for business, but
Bobbleheads for Marcus. Where's this? And dividing faults. Okay, so trying to think here. We're already 35 minutes in, so yeah. Why don't we save this two for next time? We'll knock this one out, and then yeah, maybe the next episode will be long, or we'll do a short one in between. We'll see. We'll see how long that quest takes, but
especially my line of fine tchotchkes. I'll pay you handsomely if you
that's not
can
what I
buy
wanted.
some bobbleheads from around the
But yeah,
Hyperion
I think that's a good
factory
place to stop here.
complex. Buddy, don't you got nothing better to do?
I'm kind of debating here, but or do we do it now? And the next episode we'll just knock out the last quest. You know what? Let's go. That way, let's see. So then this will be uploaded this weekend. And then I can do the last one and we'll upload it the following Wednesday. And that'll pretty much be the end of, wait a second here, let's see. Yeah, next Wednesday is the 29th. Oh, that'll be perfect then. That'll be perfect. So this one goes up Sunday, and then the next one will go up next Wednesday, and we will finish up September with that. Awesome sauce. Alright, we're not gonna fuss too much with this other stuff here. We'll just go in, get these bobbleheads knocked out, and head back. It's not like we're short on money. You know, money's pretty easy to accumulate here. I don't really buy anything but ammo. So that means you get me for another 20 or 30 odd minutes. Huzzah!
Just let me die.
Okay. Where are we heading? We're going to the west. Hello.
Failure.
Bit too close there. Okay, we're getting back. Alright. Get ready, son.
Just let me die. Failure. Just let me die. Failure. Failure.
Critical hit.
Just let me die.
I got this Amazon delivery this week for a couple small things, and it's a pretty small box. It's probably not more than I mean, it's about as long as my shoe. Maybe a a bit shorter. And you know cats like boxes, but this is a pretty small box. My cat's fallen asleep in the box. The box is too small for her, but she insisted she sleep in the box. Cat is now asleep in the box. But she's sticking out, like her, like, you know, her feet are in there, but like the top part of her body just doesn't fit. So she's kind of laying there at a weird angle. It just looks pretty funny. It's like she tried. She tried. Oh, sweet. Alright, so the waypoint will work for every individual piece. We don't have to hunt them down, because that would have taken forever. But just follow the waypoints. One down, 9 to go. Here's number 2. But of course, couldn't have it that easy. Would have been too boring if there was no resistance, right? Sneak in some time for exercise after this, and then we'll have dinner. And then we get to relax for the evening. The day is over. I need to get a good shave in too. Rather, I don't really shave. I just use the trimmer, because yeah, if I shave, I've got like a baby face. So it's very rare that I do a complete full shave. I think the last time I did a complete full shave was when I went for a job interview, like a while ago. Like I don't even remember when. It's been a long time. But yeah, normally I just trim it. You know, keeps me from looking too young. You can't have that. Boom. Hyperion's not getting in my way today. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna backtrack a bit for this one. Doing okay on ammo. Think we'll be fine. There was nothing here, right? No, nothing there. I was chilling last night as well. I was relaxing, and this dude, I don't know, I guess I was assuming it was a dude. Could have been a girl. Who knows? But there was this loud car driving up and down my street. So, the outward-facing part of my home, you know, to that part of the street, there's like a park right across the street, and it's a smaller, kind of a side street, but also not really. It's 2 lanes one way, 2 lanes the other way, with an island in the center. And there can be a fair amount of traffic there. where are we going? I live in a city that's largely commercial, industrial. There's actually not a lot of people who live in the city. It actually has a pretty small population. So there's a lot of traffic from, you know, get a lot of big trucks as well that come down through this way. But this particular part of this, you know, to prevent people from speeding, you know, because, you know, there's a park, and, you know, where you have a park, you have kids and such. So there's 2 four-way stops. On both ends. There's no lights, but, you know, the speed limit there is 35 miles an hour. And I used to work early, like really early in the morning. Like I'd leave for work at like 5 a.m. early, like way, you know, back in the day. And I remember, so, you know, I used to park outside.
Oh, that hurt.
When I had a couple more people living with me. So normally, well, we'd all kind of take turns parking in the garage, but it was a 2-car garage, so, you know, someone's gonna park outside, one way or another. So, head trap. Well, it isn't you again. I'm like, what are you doing? Oh, he's not a regular. He's not a regular enemy. That's why. Whoa! Where did you come from, my friend? Oh yeah, so, you know, I'd park outside, and, you know, I'd be up early in the morning, you know. Well, I'd be warming the car up at around 5 a.m. You know, there's still, you know, there's hardly any traffic, but people would drive through there, and the locals knew the area, but the people who weren't, like, they'd go flying through that intersection. Kind of not really seen, and then, like, they'd slam on their brakes after they were already, like, through it, like, oh snap, that was a 4-way stop. So it didn't seem to stop the speeders of the traffic, but that's really early in the morning. So this was last night at around 7 o'clock or so. So I was watching a movie, having some dessert, and yeah, this car just, like, calling. You know, it must have been I was like, who was that? You know, expecting, you know, like a sports car. No, it was like a late 1990s Honda Accord or a Camry. You know, I couldn't really tell because it was pretty dark. But the exhaust was like, I mean, it was like loud, like he didn't have a muffler at all on there loud. Like, it was just straight piped. But it didn't sound good. It was just loud. I'm not the hugest fan of really loud exhaust on cars, but at least if it's, you know, at least if it sounds good. It's like, okay, you know what? It's loud, but it has a nice tone to it, so that's cool. No, this one was not one of those. This one was just, you know, I'm going to be loud for the sake of being loud, and it just, the sound is just abysmal. It is just atrocious. Like, this is not a good sound. This is not a good sound at all. So I kind of went outside to kind of peek, and yeah, he kept coming down, up and down the street, or she, or whoever was driving. Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. Oh, and we're out of ammo. Before I die. Let's not die here. Oh boy. And we live. We live. Yeah, so I was trying to figure out what they were doing, and I saw, I don't know if someone was recording, but they kept stopping near the island, the center island, and like they were like talking to someone standing there. And then they kind of poke off and then go back to the side, and then he'd go around and he'd go like wide open throttle. Again, keep in mind this is, I mean, it's late at night, so there's no one there. You know, there's no one at the park at that hour. You know, people are home. But you are the one shooting. Not today. Where are we going? Where are we going? Alright, to the south. And it looked like someone was just recording and, you know, getting video clips of this, but so we'd start from one end and he'd fly through the intersection. Like, not stopping, or I mean just literally flying through the four-way stop. And I'm like, oh dear sweet Jesus, you better hope that, you know, no one happens to be crossing the street, or you know either in a car or walking, because you know we do get some pedestrian foot traffic there. Oh, what have we here? Ah, some money. Like, you better hope, because I mean, you're gonna go to jail for a very long time, or prison rather. Not jail, just up and down the street. It's like, and they did this for a good 15-20 minutes, it seems. And then all of a sudden, I see the, it wasn't the police, but it was, like traffic enforcement, parking enforcement, and they normally kind of hang out at the park after hours. You know, kind of keeps the hooligans away. You know, they'll park their truck there, and you know, I guess it's a deterrent, maybe. But anyway, yeah, after they came kind of driving around, yeah, they didn't come back, so I guess they probably spotted them at some point in that process. Somebody called the police, or they just heard the racket. It's like, you know what, if you're gonna do it like once or twice, whatever. But this was several attempts, several passes. You know, I don't know if they were just trying to record something. Actually, I'm kind of curious. I may kind of, you know, I don't know if they would have put it on YouTube or something. Let's see, where are we? Oh, here we go. If they were trying to record, if they were trying to show off, but I mean, I guess, but it's not something. It's not something I'd want to show off personally, because it's not a good sound. Not really good sound. Not particularly an interesting car. Not hating, certainly, but it's like if you just wanted attention, you wanted people to. But there was no one there. There's nobody there. It's not. I mean, if there were people. In fact, I think just like an hour or two earlier, there were, you know, there was like a, you know, because they have I don't know if they were practicing that night or if there were games, but you know, there were people there. It's not just a park, but it's also an athletic field. So they have a couple of baseball diamonds there as well. Oh, gonna fight our way through this as well. Oh boy. It's like, who are you trying to impress, buddy? Who are you trying to impress? As the saying goes, You know, you can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Yeah, maybe that one's not the best. There's another. There's several that are kind of similar. Make a brick fly. Maybe that's not the right one either. Or maybe this one's less. Maybe this one's less impressive, but you know, you can try to, you know, you can sit there and polish a turd, but turd. Maybe that's the right one. Oh boy. Again, not hating, but you know, as I've experienced in my time with the hobby, you know, spending lots of money on you know, vehicles that are otherwise economy cars that don't have any real performance potential is a waste of money. In my opinion. You know, you're certainly not going to get your money back for it, you know, as is a lot of hobbies, you know, because, well, let's face it, that's what a hobby's for. But oh gosh darn it. So close. You know, picking a vehicle. Let's backtrack a bit. Picking a vehicle that has just extremely limited or zero performance potential or aftermarket support tends to be a waste of time. Tends to be a waste of money because it's not. You know, no matter how much time and money you dump into it, you're not going to be happy with the end result. I've seen too many people do it, and look, it's your money. It's you do what you want to do, but you know, I've seen unless you're someone who has a lot of money or is extremely mechanically inclined and can do pretty much all the labor and work yourself, it's just not worth it. Not a lot of people buy a Toyota Camry to modify it. And let me be very specific here. You know, this isn't to say that you can't make it like look a little cooler and make it, you know, perform a little better than it does stock. That's not the majority of people. It's like, well, if you want to buy it and you want to put some wheels on there and get some low profile tires and lower it a little and tint the windows and do an exhaust, you know, the pretty common modifications, relatively inexpensive, except for, you know, well, wheels and tires are expensive, but, you know, aside from that, fairly affordable things you can do. You know, that's one thing. You know, a lot of people do that. You know, I don't particularly have any criticism, or I don't see anything of an issue with that. Those are pretty common things. But when they do that and they think they're going to make their economy car or their daily driver like that a sports car or outperform you know, cars that were made to perform. It's a nice gun, but geez, stats are so disappointing for a purple. Anyway, we're down to the last one here. Oh, and we're just at about an hour too, so not too shabby. Timing's not too bad. There's some more ammo. Man, I see it all the time. You know, and then you buy the base 4-cylinder model. It's like I mean, if you're gonna go down that route, you know, consider the V6 at least. You know, because that V6 is actually pretty nice now. They're like 300 plus horsepower in the Camry, so it's pretty good. But you know, you buy the 4-banger and you do all these things, and you think you have a race car, you think you have a sports car. No, it's not. And you're gonna keep dumping money into it, and it's not gonna give you the result that you're gonna be happy with. Like, why are you doing it? I mean, why if that was your goal to begin with? It's like they'll buy a car and they want to benchmark something else. Something that's just way out of their league. It's like, man, you're talking like thousands, tens of thousands of dollars spent to get it to compete, and swapping a motor, and even then it may not be what you want it to be after all that. Alright, quest done. Let's bounce. Not today, bud. Not today. Take the money. You know, whether in person or even like in the online forums, there was this guy who had bought this. He had bought this base Subaru Impreza, and he wanted to make it match up to a WRX or an STI. It's like, oh boy. First of all, it's not going to happen without an engine swap, and then once you actually add in the cost of swapping in the engine, the drivetrain, and the suspension components and wheels, it's like you're better off just buying the WRX or the STI from the get-go. And it's going to be more reliable, and it's going to run better, and it's going to be on a better chassis. You know, the base Impreza is still a cool car. You know, it's you know, but it is, you know, ultimately an economy car. Man, it's going to take a lot of money to get it to perform like and this isn't one of the older ones, the GC chassis that everyone likes to buy and make their sort of homebrew 22B STI, which is kind of the holy grail, you know, in the Subaru world. You know, a lot of people love that car. A lot of people would love to have a 22B. But this was like a fairly, you know, like a 5-6-year-old Impreza, somewhere around there, and it's like, yeah, you can go and you can get a, you know, I don't even know if there's a full intake available for that car, so you can do a drop-in filter, and you can go to an exhaust shop and get a custom-built exhaust for the car. You can do that. You can, again, lower the car, get some wheels and tires, you know, make it look a little better, you know, it'll handle a little better, and then just enjoy, but it's not going to make the power you want. You know, that motor is just not going to push the kind of horsepower you want without, you know, then you'll have to swap the motor, but that chassis was never meant to handle that kind of power, so it's not going to feel right.
A day without slaughter is like a day without sun.
The car's not going to be well balanced.
Hey, I've got a hot date for tonight.
Another side quest? Oh boy. Okay, this one's gonna have to wait because we're already at an hour here. So by the time this one's done...
Charm. Not that I need any help, but you know what would really drive the lady.
Okay, let's ammo up.
Made from the musk of the strands of Scorched snake Kenya. Get me some musk fly.
Or my favorite is when they go in a forum and they do something and they probably made a wrong decision.
You will be compensated.
So they'll ask, hey, what should I do? And then when pretty much everyone gives a similar answer, it's like, hey, you should have done this, or, you know, put the car back to stock until you figure out this maintenance issue, and then they get really upset, they get butthurt, and it's like they just posted there because they wanted someone to reinforce their bad decision, as opposed to, actually hearing, you know, hearing reality. It's like, you know what, that was not a right decision, but here's how you can correct it. Then they get mad. Never ceases to amaze me. Anywho, that's enough rambling for today. So we're at about an hour in, and we got, well, what I assume is the last quest for Marcus. And then I believe this would be the last quest for this DLC. So anyway, thank you all for staying to the end. If you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe so you don't miss out on a future episode. And looking forward to catching you all in the next one. Later days.